All right, we're on a roll. I think I started talking at, I don't know, around 8, maybe a touch before 8. Um, just looked at spending another night in front of the microphone, and I cracked off a couple really good ideas that I don't know that I've been dealing with a bunch. I said I was gonna have one last microphone thing, and now I jumped back on again because I really liked what I had to say in the last one. So I try to jump off when I feel like I'm rambling and I'm not offering value. And I am at a point now where I thought I could keep it going, but again, I guess I got to get warmed up. I spend that first minute just like relating and just talking and just being being with you guys and explaining what's on my mind or what's happening or whatever's going on in life, telling you about my pop filters or pop pop. No, I'm kidding. And just kind of walking you through the whole system of engaging with some equipment I bought. So I think the hope at the end of all of this is that I could start to build some sort of website that I was thinking about this a little bit, and I think what I'm trying to do is I've spent my whole life like scribbling in these books. I just read through one book a couple of days ago, yesterday night actually, and I got in trouble, and I had a sketchbook in a holding cell in like a drunk tank for a few days, and yeah, just reading through it, and I was like, dang, dude. That was a long time ago. That was an intense moment, and like, I don't know. I think those would be fun stories to package up and share, along with like, there's some really cool images that are inside of there, and there's a bunch of ideas. I'm always trying to construct ideas and build business models and plans or something that I can act upon. I had one that I really liked in the last website, which I think would be amazing if I talked to a developer to see if it could be done, but just a ranking system for all the websites. So you can, as a parent, install this app. Every single app, there's just a widget that hangs over it for a fraction of a second, and then it lets you use the full app as is, but it gives you an understanding of what's the quality of the website. And I know there's a bunch of, like, when you're searching for keywords and using the keyword tool, there's like a few ranking systems out there that give just the quality of the website. So maybe you can pair up the quality of the website with somehow understanding the content. I think it's easy to mark all the adult stuff as bad and all the cult stuff, like adult being like porn sites or those types of things, and like cult stuff being like supremacy groups and I don't know, just some the type of serious shit. But then it starts to get into like you're on a flash video game site and ads pop up for negative things. Maybe we can just look and evaluate that. Like if there's any sort of I think of like Ebaumsworld, and that has a whole portion that's dedicated to games and fun and cool videos and that type of stuff, which it could be fine. And then it also goes into like showing pictures of women. It also, the videos can be a little bit over the top. So I don't know if those sites are formatted and documented. If I had the internet, I can always go on my phone, but I think what I'm going to do next is research the idea a little bit more. So maybe we can just touch on that for a second. Researching, maybe that's the topic, 3.5 minutes in, or whatever. So I want to talk about researching that initial idea, which I really liked. I think there was pushing the behavior of the website to the parent or somebody to show and keep people accountable, basically a browser history accountability kind of program that pushes the history data to the person. The other one is something where it gives a person the understanding of the quality of that web page through a widget. So it's covering as much of the internet as possible, and documenting in the best ways and the best algorithm whether the site's appropriate and what age grade it's appropriate for, similar to how movies and television and everything else. You go to a website and it's completely unranked, so I figured the guys that are supposed to be ranking that stuff should any day now. But until then, I don't even know if it's if it's legal or if that's copyrighted or whatever. But I just think the idea of having, if you can have an advertisement hanging over every single page in a browser, like, is that an app that you can install so within your browser it just ranks those pages? I think it'd have to be more of an application then I don't know how to do it as software on this computer. But that's it. So that's that. But how to research that? I just want to see if it exists already. That's where I always start. I usually go to the internet and I ask it some questions about the overall concept to find out a little bit more about who the heck provides that ranking, what that ranking consists of. Is there anyone that's already doing it online and they're just not doing it well? Is it not there at all? If it's not there at all, there's usually a reason. It's probably not a good idea. Sometimes, I actually take that back. Like, everything's a good idea to explore, but if you're looking for profitability within that idea, it makes it not a good idea. Everything's fun to check out, and if it personally satisfies you, it's a good idea. As long as it's not damaging you or hurting others, like, go after it. Be something, make something. That's awesome. But if you want that idea to be considered good or bad, because if you want it to be profitable, sometimes the ideas aren't constructed because they aren't profitable, which makes it a bad idea. And sometimes they're not constructed because they're such a good idea that no one's thought of it yet. And those are the rare gems. And I think that's what everyone that entrepreneurs or like that short-term entrepreneurs, like it's an action. I don't know, the reason that the startups are created from ideas, but not everybody has ideas. So I think it's important to try to teach those ideas, and I think it's important to just be open to, I don't know, I'm kind of rambling, but let me refocus, take a minute, take a deep breath, and take a peek at the overall concept. I should write down these titles once I get it somewhere, and then, because what I wanted to do is balance, I'm taking some notes on the side, balance these notes with the voice files, and then show like some old school pictures that are taken with the crappy phone, with this crappy voiceover, and just put the two together so that the video matches, or the audio matches the images, and then the images can turn into video, and maybe it can turn to both images and video, and there's the tool set will be broadened, and I'll be able to offer more types of things. But I'm just going to jump really quick back to researching. I didn't really touch upon exactly how I would research, and there's probably a whole bunch more details on how or why and what to research. And I don't want to bore people with that, because I think there's times to be analytical, and there's times to just continue the flow and like still build the content that you want to analyze. And so I'm in a place now where I'm constructing that content, because what I was really hoping for is I could talk myself into another idea. These last two ideas that were about the data histories and those types of things were, and the ranking of the pages were unique. And so the way that I stumbled upon those is I just created a series of events that led up to all of those little molecules or ideas or whatever coming together to create something that might be of value and worth researching. So so we'll go take a peek, see what we can come up with. I'm gonna jump off. It's been about 8 minutes. I don't think I'm offering you guys anything, so we'll end it a little soft. We'll try to finish a little harder with a little more of a point, but if you don't, maybe I'll put a little clip at the front of this thing or something saying, if you don't want to waste 8 minutes, just jump to the last one, and you only have to listen to one, and you can say you listened to it. Okay, goodbye.